Hi guys, Shiva here again. I thought I'm going to do a video that will answer a number of questions that I've been receiving. Also, some people wanted to know how to read chats and stuff. I thought, we will pick up little tips and tricks along the way of how to make our lives easier, especially when it comes to trading. There's so many things that we could do with an MT4. It's got, a lot of specifications in there that you can play around with. So I thought I'd do a video on that. Then I'd add on to it. Now, this is the former financial advisor in me, guys. I've over just over 8 years or so as being an advisor, I have come across hundreds of clients. I've studied body language. I've studied the mindset of what takes a person from being, losing to being an absolute winner in everything that they do. We're going to talk about your mindset in terms of what you'd like to achieve constantly or consistently on a daily basis. I'm also going to share with you some mind techniques that is going to work for you. It gradually will work. Now, over the weekend, it's Friday here in Sydney. Over the weekend, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating some videos that you can use techniques to develop your mind ability, even raising IQ and stuff, guys. That's all going to combine to make your whole trading amazingly well. Okay, I'll jump into some of those other things soon, but let me just quickly go into the MT4. Um, this is for a lot of the newbies. Some of you guys may already know most of this stuff, but there's a whole heap of tips and tricks in this that you might want to learn, and this is going to help trading much easier. A couple of things. You may not have certain functionality here on your MT4 when you set this up. That's an annoying alert. Yes, I will show you how to set this up so that you won't have to spend that much time in front of the charts. Now, what you do, go into View and Toolbars. See, notice how I've got all those four toolbars ticked. Those are all these things. This is the time, so the period. This is where you would have your templates. These two buttons are, when sometimes you load your MT4 and your charts come up and they are in some other time, some other dimension. What you want to do to get to present moment is indent these two buttons and it will jump you to the very start of where you need to be. These save you a huge amount of time instead of having to right arrow the whole time. This is line studies. Your Fibonacci, all of that is all quite advanced. For most of us, we don't want to be using all of that. Someone asked me about the cross. So this is pretty much the crosshairs. This is what I use to align, do some analysis of what's going on around a super signal and what the worm's doing, what the RSI is doing, what the stocks are doing. So I tend to use that, and at the same time, because of the crosshairs, you can actually see what's going on with price as well. If you were to be measuring pips as well, guys, you can do this. Align this at the corner or pretty much anywhere on the candle or the bottom of the candle that you would like to study. Click and hold that down, and then you can drag a line to wherever else. So if we were to enter a trade here and we wanted to see by how many pips that trade would win, so that's 5 candles up, and that little box appears, and that will tell you open and close. Okay, so open and close between that's about 2 pips. Okay, so we know that's how much we would have won by. You can use that. It's a very effective tool. This line here, this is a nice one. This is what I tend to do with this one. Say, for instance, you were on an hourly chart and you wanted to know what was going on around the time here, for example. I would just align that plus sign and hold it down, and that creates that line. Now, if I was to do an analysis of what was going on in the 30-minute chart, the 15, and so on, I could just drop a line somewhere here on the 1 hour chart, and or any of these charts for that matter, and then I could jump onto the different charts. So I could jump into the 30-minute chart. Notice how that line jumps into the 30-minute chart as well. Basically, what that's telling me is this moment here on the 1 hour chart is this moment here on the 30-minute chart, which is this moment here on the 15-minute chart. Okay, so that way you can have an idea of exactly what was going on in all of those time frames when you were looking into it. Okay, if you want to get rid of it, some people have noticed, easiest way to do it is just double click on it. And see, I'm trying to double click. It's not happening. So what you would do is double click on it. See that little white bit? That's just highlighting it. You can either press delete, and notice how I just pressed delete, it didn't go away. Sometimes it doesn't. It is stubborn that way. What you could do is then go into charts, go into objects list, and then you can either do delete last, or if I've highlighted it, then I would do delete all selected, and that will disappear. Okay, little trick to help you out. Another thing, when some people have had issues getting metals or oil within their setup, so you see this little bit here, you would click on that and you'll be looking for whatever currency pair or metal or whatever it is that you would want to add a chart for. Sometimes you don't see them. What you could do is go to view symbols, and they exist here, but they're hidden. So what you would have to do is you would have to find whatever you're looking for and then click on show. So I didn't originally have gold. I clicked on that, and gold is XAU USD, so I could highlight that and click show. It's already there for me now. It took me a long time, guys, to find silver. I had a look in metals, couldn't see that. Eventually I found it here in CFD min 50. Now I was clicking on this to click on show, and it just wouldn't happen. So what you do is you click on this, the CFD min 50, and then you click on show. Okay, so then you close out of this, go here, and what you would notice is that they will start showing here. So for me, gold showed up, oil showed up, and then here is where CFD min 50, and I found my silver. Okay, so that's one way to do that. Now, some people have been asking, how do you add all these various indicators? These are all indicators, okay? You would go to insert. You would go to insert, go on to indicators, and this is where they are. This is RSI. This is how you would add stochastic. So add that here. Now, I'm going to show you how to get rid of them as well. I'm going to add another stochastic on there. Okay, see, I've got two now. Now, if you were wanting to get rid of them, and in some cases, when you load the advanced indicators, you have the divergence on there, and most of us have no idea how to use the divergence one. So how you would do it is you go onto charts, you click on indicator list, and notice how I have got the stochastic here twice. Okay, so I will just click on that, delete. Okay, and see, it's gone from my system. So that's how you would do it. If at some point, you add a individual indicator onto MT4, which is not already built into MT4, and you would like to add it on here. So for a lot of people, the advanced indicator had this downloaded, but it wasn't automatically part of the template. So what you would do is you would go into view, go into navigator, and in most instances, you would find this is what you'd be looking at. Okay, so you would click on this little plus sign next to indicators, and you'd have all these indicators there. So if you've just added one into the contents, the MT4 MQ4 folder, I think it is, you would find them here. So this is the one, UOP Trader System 1, which is this multicolored worm. That's to do with Phil's strategy. You click on that. For some people who have tried this and this hasn't worked, make sure you click on allow DLL imports. Okay, I don't do it. It's simply because I don't need it. My one works regardless. The other thing is, for some people, the issue has been where it's MT4 started lagging a little bit more. Okay, MT4 is very heavy on your RAM usage, so what you're going to find when it does lag, you're going to find that MT4 slows down. Notice how my clock here, It's just pretty much frozen. So what I've done, guys, I'm not too sure about PC anymore. I haven't used it for a long time. But for my clock, I tend to use my computer clock here. I've just added seconds to it, and this works like a charm. So I pay more attention to what's going on here than I do here. Okay, so I would just double click on that. Sorry, single click on that. I forget, I'm using a Mac. Open date and time preferences sometime today. Okay, and then see where it says clock. Go into that, and then you'll say display the time with seconds, and that will just add on there. Okay, makes life a lot easier as well, because it's if you're willing or wanting to go into a certain trade, setup's looking good, and the only thing that's holding you back is this. This is never going to let you down. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, now in terms of alerts, what I've done is this. Go back into charts, and you're going to have to do this, guys, on every single chart. So go back into indicator list. The alerts are part of the UOP Trader System 3. Okay, so click that open. Now what I've done here is this. Period 1, period 2, period 3. These are the when you're going to get the alerts. So I've made period 1 0.0 and period 2 0.0, and I've left period 3 where it is. Okay, the reason for that is this. Before, every time you'd have a little white arrow or the yellow reversal, what you would find is that you would get that annoying alert box just popping up all of the time. Okay, but what I've done is I've removed the first two, and all I want is just level 3 alerts happening. And what that means is these arrows here, the white and the pink arrows, to show up. Now I'm going to count them as super signals. The yellow dots aren't going to show because the yellow ones are period 2. The whole idea, and you click OK after you've done that, the whole idea behind that is this. If I'm using a particular strategy, for example, say for instance, I'm using Phil's strategy, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open all my charts. This is a different indicator, by the way, guys. Open all my charts and put it on M1. Go on here and change this. So I'll put it on M1. See, notice how I don't have my profile saved, so every time I load the indicators, this comes back up again. So I would keep them all on M1, and I would go into charts, indicator list here, and then I would fix this. So notice how I've just changed the template, and this has come back up. So I would do 0.0, 0.0, okay, close it. Okay, and then I'm going to go add my indicators as well. So I want the RSI on here. I've set it to, I've added 15 and 85, just so, you know, if I get those ones happening, I'm a very happy boy, meaning to say there's, it's a better setup. I'm going to add my stocks. I leave it at 533. I'm going to go back into charts, indicator list. See divergence here. I don't want it, don't know how to use it. Delete it. Okay, I'm also going to go back into navigator here and add this one. Okay, that's all done. Fantastic. And then I can zoom in and I have a better idea of what this looks like. So I've just done that, and within that I've also set up the alert, so it's only going to pop up when there's a super signal. So if I'm going to work on strategies that's going to work for me only around a super signal, I'll have it set up. So on all of these charts, that's what I've done. And I can just sit and wait. I can be watching TV. I can be doing work or doing whatever. Put the volume up. This is going to, just like that. So see USD JPY, these are all level 3 alerts. I'll click on USD JPY and have a look to see what's going on. Okay, hold on a second. USD JPY here is giving me level 3 alerts, but it's not showing up here, which is strange. This does play up at times, guys, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. You're only going to get level 3 alerts. So that basically means your super signals, and you can jump on and have a look and see if your setup meets, which is great. Then what you can do is this. I would save my profile. Okay, so I would go on here, and I do this after I've set up my currency pairs that I want to use. So I would go on to File, Profiles. Okay, Save As, and I could name this best profile, or whatever it is that you want to name it. Click on OK, and then you go on to, if you were to go in profiles again, see how best profiles there. So this is the one I'm on right now. If I then, something happened to my MT4 and I loaded it, and all I wanted to do is just go on here, open profiles, go into best profile, and it will open the settings up again. So that will include all of this sort of stuff as well. Okay, so what you can also do, for a lot of people who have lost their MT4 for whatever reason, meaning to say it's just crashed, what you can also do is go into File, okay, I think it's in Profiles. You can do Save As, not here. What you do is go into Save As here, okay, and what you do is, I would go get out of here altogether, scroll up, and you can actually do it in your computer. So desktop, maybe desktop's a great place. Click on desktop, name this something, and save it. So that will then, so let's just do this. Name profile MT4. Save. Just have a quick look. Where is it? Either I'm blind or I can't see it. Let's save. So let me have a look here. Desktop. Okay, it didn't save, so we can do, no, we can click on desktop, save it as file type or all files. It's in my computer, I think it's saved it as. Let me see, applications. I haven't done this before, guys, so it does show up somewhere. Save it. Okay, so what this has actually done, it saved it in Vantage FX MT4, which is their folder. I want to see if I can actually do it. I want to see if I can actually do it in okay, I gotcha. What this has done, guys, is this. It's saved it. This is probably the cool thing about a Mac. If we go here and I'm right clicking, Show package contents. I think it's in drive C. Users. Let's see if it's in there. No. So what it's done is, if we go have a look back in here and have a look, it has saved it. It has saved it here. So if we were to go into the Vantage FX MT4, notice where the templates and stuff are, this will be there, and this, I've saved it twice. So we can then reload it from there, or what you could do, if you wanted to, I suppose you could say, open, sorry, you could drag and drop that onto your desktop. Okay, so it's whenever you want to relaunch that or re-add it, you can. It's the same thing that I've done with this. Just out of my folder, I've pulled out the UOP Trader System 1.ex4. So for those of you who are still using the old indicator and you wanted to maintain using that, you can just do it similar. So I've just dragged it and placed it onto my desktop, and I will start using that. Okay, guys, this is the free blog that I'm setting up. I don't really like this very much. Beinginthemoney.com. That's a blog that I'm setting up. This blog's actually going to have a lot of information. That's practically just my journal. Every time I trade, every currency pair I'm trading, all these little knickknacks, what I'm doing is I'm writing down what it is that I pick up. You know, what time of day that's the Euro USD start getting active, what's happening during the London session, what happens around news, for example, non-farm pay news release, how does the market spike, for how long do they do all of that, how does silver behave, all of those things I'm kind of just writing down. Some of these videos are going to be on there. It's basically where any little knickknack that's going to help us be a better trader, I'm going to stick up on there. Okay, so that's just the logo that's gone up. It's not ready yet, but it will be soon. Now, let's go back to this. The perfect mindset. I've, in my career, have gone through hundreds of clients, and some of them extremely successful. Some of them, they've got everything it takes to be successful, but their own mindset actually lets them down. So it's like this. When you look at this, for example, you look at an MT4, you're looking at all these charts, right? They look complicated as hell. And at times you're going to look at this and you're going to take trades and you're going to say, hey, hold on a second here, I'm losing money. I'm doing terrible on a demo, or I've just done amazingly well on demo and I've jumped onto a real live account and I've started losing money. What the hell's going on? What's wrong with me? At the end of the day, guys, it just comes down to mindset. I say this to people. This is possibly going to be your greatest investment in knowledge that you do in your whole entire lifetime. And the reason why I say that is this. This has the potential of making you the greatest amount of money that you will in your entire lifetime. Why do I say this? If you were in a profession, say you were a doctor, sure, most specialists, I had a lot of clients that were doctors. These guys, they could earn anywhere from about 200 grand to about 400,000 or so a year. Putting in a lot of long hours as such. One of my clients was a GP who practically, I think he earned about 3,000 a day. Fantastic, but he was working about 12 hours every single day. Now, when you think about it this way, if you put in the time now to learn some of this stuff, and I guarantee if you put the time in for a month, an hour a day, every single day for the whole month, by the end of the month, you're going to be speaking like I do. I am no expert trader. My forte is actually stocks, and I've done some foreign exchange stuff in the past. So when it comes to binary options, I'm pretty much the same as you guys. This is my going on to 1 month now trading binary options. So this, guys, very important to note that there's no difference between you and I. There is no difference between someone else who's making a killing on binary options right now, or someone's that's losing a lot of money. The only real difference is mindset. You've got to think that, hey, I'm gonna nail this. There is no doubt. Yeah, maybe I'm not getting this right now, but in a month's time, in a week's time, I'm gonna nail it. Set yourself a goal. Tell your subconscious mind that this is it. You're not going to allow yourself to spend a week or a month after this being in a position where nothing makes sense. You're going to do this um, in your own way. So basically saying this, you're going to look at what other people are doing, and then you're going to make it your own. You're going to make this market your own. You're going to take these indicators, for example, the UOP indicator here, then you're going to customize it. You're going to start adding your own stuff. See, I've added the RSI here. Why? Because it works for me. This is mine now, and this is what's going to get me my winning trades, because I'm comfortable with it. And then look at it this way as well. This is an opportunity is able to pay you constantly throughout the day, any time of the day. I think it's only usually between Sydney time about 6 a.m. to about 8 a.m. is when the markets are closed, meaning to say very little volume. But from 8 in the morning Sydney time till about 6 in the morning the next day, the bank is open, guys. You master your strategies and you can start milking it anytime. But you look at it this way, going back to that whole doctor story. If the doctor is spending 12 hours a day and he's making about $3,000 for the day, you got to think about it this way. If you then applied some of your strategies and you started nailing these strategies, you might be in a position where you're working 1 hour every day and you do maybe 4 trades every single day at $1,000 per trade. That 4 is going to return you $2,800 in earnings for the day in 1 hour. If you start thinking along those lines, that's when you can say, hey, hold on a second here. The time that I spend getting to know all these little knickknacks is going to keep making me money for the rest of my life. And you will get to a stage, you might say, my goal is in 3 months, I do not want to be working anymore. I want to be making how much ever money just online. Now, at some stage, if you've mastered these techniques, guys, and you say, I only need to make about $500-600 a day, and I'm going to be living amazingly well. Well, you know what that means, guys? That is just possibly $1,000 trade every single day. Just one trade. And why I'm saying $1,000 trade, because right now you may start off with a few $100s in your trade account, but you want to build that up to a stage where you've got that ability to trade maybe $250 lots or $500 lots or $1,000 lots. And that's why right now you might be doing 6 trades a day or more. I would say this. In the interim, it's not about the quantity of trades. It's not about saying, hey, I want to jump into this one. And guys, what do you think about this one? Let's jump into that. And hey, here's a setup happening. Let's jump into that. You don't want to be doing that. All you want to do is say, I'm going to focus on 6 winning trades every single day. And so what you're looking for is 6 perfect setups, right? Now, I have now, over the course of the last month, been working on 4 or 5 different strategies. They've been, Ray Perales has come up with a 1-hour strategy. And so I've looked into that. Phil has brought up his strategy. That's fantastic. Another mate of mine, Matt, he's got an amazing strategy with an RSI indicator. So look into that. And then, there are little strategies for silver, long-term ones, or whatever it is. You get 3 or 4 of those, and you line them up, and what you do is you rip them apart completely. You're going to find people who are going to post on there and say, hey guys, I've done this many trades, all in the money, this is my technique, fantastic. What you want to do is you want to take that technique, you want to learn from what they've done, and you want to make it your own. So entry points, for example, in Phil's strategy, we're talking about when do you enter? Do you enter as soon as you see the white? Do you wait for the white to bend down? Or how many candles do you wait for? All of that sort of stuff. You've got to make it your own. This is all about saying, okay, how do I feel about this? Um, if you can recognize that feeling you get just before you enter a trade, and it's a winning trade, you're going to be able to hone in. Then it's a lot of people say this is trading with your higher self. Just this knowing. You are going to have to perfect it yourself, because each person, doesn't matter how similar you make that strategy to be, each person is going to trade differently within that whole concept. Okay, so that's what you've got to do. Now, in your mind, on a piece of paper, on a whiteboard or something, what you're going to now start formulating and say, hey, this whole trading experience for me is going to all revolve around 6 perfect trades every single day. And by perfect, I mean in the money. Okay, that means you're going to win. Now, in your mind, you're going to have to tell yourself there is no space for losing trades. I don't want to lose trades. And when you actually accept that, yes, I can lose trades, is when you're going to start making silly mistakes, is when you're going to start just jumping. You're going to start chasing setups as opposed to wait for them to come to you. Okay? Remember earlier when I was saying setting up those alerts? That's all entirely about waiting for a setup to come to you. Okay? And they will. They will. If you set your whole system up properly, they will come to you, and you're going to look at them and you're going to get a feel for them. You're going to follow your criteria, and you're going to say, hey, hold on a second, this doesn't meet this, I'm not going to enter. But yes, this meets my criteria entirely. I'm going to jump in, I'm going to win that trade. So that is important. One of the other things to note, guys, as my time as an advisor, one of the things I noticed was each person has a different risk profile. Some people absolutely hate it when they've taken a trade and you've got to wait there for 15 minutes or an hour. You hate it, especially when that trade's going wrong, and that hour flies by. It's you hope that the time could slow down so you could win that trade, and you're going to be biting all your nails on both hands. You don't want to be in that position. If it makes you feel horrible, you want to take a trade that's going to be more comfortable for you. Maybe shorter term trades. Find a strategy that is going to work for you immensely well in shorter term trades. The other thing, that something I do, is I don't try and get my 6 trades in at the same time. Nor will I want to stone anything, simply because I'm not in a position to be stoning. If that trade goes south and I'm doing 5 or 6 trades just on that one currency pair, and I lose that, I've lost a whole bunch of cash. So whilst I'm still training, I don't want to be doing any of that sort of stuff. So what I would do is I'd say, hey, I'm going to turn my laptop on, I'm going to set up my MT4, get that going, have the alerts happening, and then gradually, when the alerts and the setups come, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to do it. Now, I might say, okay, I'll have this, I'm sitting at my desk and I'll have this going for 2 hours. I want to do maybe 2 trades during those 2 hours. So I might be busy doing something else, but I only want to be doing about 2 trades for those 2 hours, and that would mean I will hold out for the perfect setup. That's what it's all about, guys. You want your 6 trades in the money. You don't want to be doing 10, 20, 30 trades every single day. You don't want to be losing money. The less you do, the better it is. And the idea is this. Eventually, you want to get to a stage where you can put down $5,000 on a trade and you know that you're going to win this trade. Okay, that's how good your strategy has to be. That's what you've got to be working on right now. So it's okay. Get on the demo account. I have both a demo account and I have about 10 live accounts. When I initially came into binary options, I was scammed by this guy who said he was going to, he's got this software that he's created, and you link all these various robots to it, and that software will do the analysis for you. And I thought, hey, this looks fantastic. And I jumped in, I set up my 10 accounts. Somewhere along the lines, those robots started wiping them out to the stage where I have actually one AA options account, which only at this stage has $35 in it. I stopped it all, got rid of it all, and I thought, hey, I used to trade by foreign exchange at one stage. I'm going to start trading binary options myself. So basically what I'm doing is I'm building those accounts up. And I don't think there's any better way than to utilize some of these strategies on there, build them up, and then get to that stage where I am making $1,000 trade or $5,000 trade. That's the goal. Okay, so work on your 5 or 6 perfect trades every single day. Establish your criteria, know your numbers, because when you look at it this way, guys, think about it this way. It depends on how much money you want to make. Okay, so if you say you want to do 6 perfect trades a day, and they will be, say, $100 trades, you multiply that by which is going to result in a $70 roundabout payment. Doesn't matter which broker you use. I think in some cases a little bit more. But if you multiply that by 6, okay, 7 6s, 42, okay, $420. That's USD, depending on what currencies you're using for your accounts. But you know, that's what you're looking for. Say, for instance, I was to increase that amount by $250 trades. Okay, that's going to be, I believe 200 is what you get for it, times 6, and what you have here is now, guessed it, $1,200. See how that compounds? You haven't done anything different, guys. You're just building up your trade amount. I believe this is 350 that you get by 6. Okay, and how much that is 1750, I think. 1750 USD. Notice how you're just doing 6 trades, guys. There's no real secret to it. You're just doing 6 trades. What if you then gradually got up to $1,000? Okay, that results in $700 return times 6. Anyone know the calculation to that? 4,200 for the day. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Now, if you build up from here to here, if you take your time slowly, you know, you give it 2 months. Imagine that in 2 months' time, you may be in a position, or even 3 months' time, you will be in a position where you could be, like, if you just gave it a month and practiced your strategy and you focused on your 6 perfect trades a day, you're not changing anything except the amount you're trading with. And that's going to increase as your account balance increases. So in say a month's time, you're doing this. You're doing $100 trades, you're doing 6 of them, $420 a day. That's more than most people earn. Okay, gradually, say in 6 weeks' time, you're at $250 lots, guys. $1,200 US a day. You could decide to only do 3 days worth of trading. That's 3,600 for the week. That's more than most professionals will get. Okay, say for instance you're doing this, or you know, in 3 months' time, this is your goal. Can you imagine the amount of money you will be making? That you'd be getting paid more than most doctors, most specialists do. 4,200 for the day. Okay, and you may be in a position to, by that time, have mastered your strategy so much so that you're probably nailing this in a couple of hours a day. Okay, so this is very important. This is what doing your numbers is all about. This is your goal. Give it 3 months, maybe 90 days. Put up a calendar. Put up a calendar. 90-day goal. I'm going to be doing this. $1,000 trades 6 times a day, and I'm going to net 4,200. Some of you might be thinking, yeah, yes, but Shiva, we're going to have losses as well. You may. But the whole key to this is that your strategy, your criteria is so perfect that you do not want to have losses. This is where you bring mind techniques into it. Some people may agree with me, some people don't. It does come down to belief. Now, one of the things is this: you have to take responsibility for your own actions. So it's to say, hey, I am now going to realize that even when I make losses, it's my responsibility. This is what I've done. I've done something wrong. I will go over every single one of my losses. Okay, this is what I would do, guys. if I just did a trade, say for instance, I just took this, and I have made these mistakes, so I know you guys would have as well. What I would do is this: I would have gone here somewhere, right? And I would have said, okay, what's gone wrong? I made a mistake. Maybe this would have repainted, okay, and I would have taken this trade, and I'd be looking at this and thinking, okay, what just happened here? I took this trade, it went wrong. Um, why? What do I need to avoid the next time I trade to ensure that this doesn't happen? Now, guys, this has happened to me over the course of this month where I've become a better trader every single day. Why? Because I've lost money on my live accounts. I've looked at it and I said, hold on a second here. This was a paid lesson. I just threw away $25 for in 5 minutes and learned a lesson. Why? Because that lesson is going to pay me rewards down the track. Okay, now this is what I would have noticed here. I might have said, okay, this was still heading down. This touched the stock at 20%, but I didn't wait for it to bounce back up. I didn't wait for the lines to cross. And also over here, the Bollinger Bands, when the expansion was happening, I should have just stayed away from it. These are signs that I need to look for. Okay, I might even look at trend lines and say, hey, the trend was going in the wrong direction, or whatever it may be. But this would have been a lesson that I would have learned. I would not just go from here to say, okay, what's the next trade? I would actually sit back and I will study that. Very important. Okay, that's part of your mindset, because this is your business. This is your money. This is your future dreams. This is your future goals, to say, I'm not going to make this mistake again. And you know what I do with mind techniques? I actually have a chat with my own subconscious about this. And I'll say, hey, subconscious, take a note of this. I do not want to make this mistake again. So let me close out of MT4. I don't want to make this mistake again. So you do that. The other thing that I do is this. I'll wake up in the morning and I will say, okay, today I'm going to get 6 perfect trades every single day. Okay. Right now I'm doing something different. What I do is I say I'm going to develop techniques for 6 perfect trades every single day. And that's why, we're using a lot of strategies. We're trying to develop a lot of strategies. And then I'm going to pick out of that maybe 3 that is my favorite, that I'm very, very comfortable with. And then I'm going to master. I'm going to get to know it inside out. Now, this is what I've also done. Guys, set yourself little goals. Today's the 17th of February here in Australia. And I've set myself a goal by the end of April that I'm going to have mastered my specific techniques. Okay, so this is one of the mind techniques. The other thing that is very important is this. Before I go into a trading session, I would sit quietly somewhere for a couple of minutes and have my silent time. I would make sure I don't have any distractions. I will tell family members I'm busy, don't bother me for the next couple of minutes. I'm going to sit quietly and do nothing. What I'm doing basically there, guys, is 1, I'm emptying my mind, and 2, I'm feeling my 6 winning trades. Okay, in my mind, I have already won my 6 winning trades for the day, and I'm feeling what that feels like. Have you guys ever done this? When you log onto Facebook and you see people say, hey, I've gone 4-0, 5-0. I've had 9 straight winning trades. Fantastic, whether it be demo or otherwise, but to say I have had this much winning trades. You want to feel that, because once you draw the energy of that in, you're going to nail your trades. Why? Because all of a sudden that's manifesting for you. You've just created that. That's what it's about. Sometimes I'll do a little walk around. Tony Robbins, I was amazed that he said he's been doing this for over 20 years or something along those lines. For those of you who may not know who Tony Robbins is, he's a self-help guru. And this guy said, even now, before he gets up on stage to go and do one of his sessions, he's in the back he's psyching himself up. He's telling himself, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to change people's lives. I am going to the things that I'm going to say, the examples that I'm going to give is going to connect with people on the deepest of levels and change their lives completely. Guys, I do this with myself. Right before I do anything, you get up when you're doing your sessions, for example, you want to sit down and say, hey, today I'm going to nail out 6 perfect trades and I'm going to be the happiest. I'm going to be over the moon today because I am going to see these perfect setups just pop out at me. I'm going to see it. I'm going to be helped by the universe. I'm going to be guided by my higher self, and I'm going to be in the money at the end of the day, and nothing short of that is acceptable. If you believe in God, pray. It does make an amazing change. It makes a difference. How it does is this. This is something that over the years, I've discovered. Every time you're trying to connect to your higher self, or trying to connect with a higher being, God, whoever it is, what you're realistically doing is you're connecting with their higher vibration. And when you're connected to a higher vibration, you lift your own vibrations. And with manifestation, it's all about the higher the vibration, the easier it is to manifest. Okay? That's the simple algorithm, guys, that I've come up with. It works amazingly well. There are different mind techniques, raising your IQ, for example. Your IQ will also give you the capacity increase to be able to see things that most people won't. Now, when you're looking at, I've closed my MT4, but when you're looking at MT4, for example, and there's all these different indicators and these movements and things like that, you can actually formulate your mind structure to be such that you just automatically, you're able to see something that other people aren't. And what you do is this is how you can raise your IQ, guys. If you spend half an hour a day just daydreaming, okay, and what you do by daydreaming is, for example, if you were to look at your bedroom, very consciously look at your bedroom, notice all the details. If you can then close your eyes and replicate those details in your mind, try and increase your capacity to visualize and be able to see that. If you do that for half an hour, what that can do is it will force the expansion of your brain usage, and it can actually result. It's a very simple technique which has worked. Can result in an increase of 1 IQ point in half an hour. This, guys, I have tested myself. At one stage, I was at, I think, 134 or so, and I did this continuously for about 3 months. I was testing this. At one point, I could not visualize, but then I taught myself how to do this. I did an IQ test much later, and I got 143. And since then, I've noticed just my capacity to see things and understand things has skyrocketed. I haven't done it so much recently, but if you start doing this, little techniques like this, what you're going to discover is that things just seem easier for you. You're able to spot things, especially when you're trading, that nobody else will be able to see. So, basically, guys, all of this work is an investment in yourself, and that is going to result in more money in your pocket, I suppose. Okay? That's the end goal here. Now, I'm going to, over the course of the next couple of days, develop more videos. There is, guys, a limitless amount of techniques that I have used that I know is going to help you. Okay, so I'm going to close off this video here because I think it's been going for way too long. But I will be making more, and if there's any specific stuff that you guys need or would like for me to work on, please do let me know. And all of this, I've been getting a lot of messages from all you thanking me. Guys, I learn myself. All of these techniques that I'm talking about, when I'm teaching you guys that, I'm remembering all of these again. There's so much in it that I sometimes myself don't have the time to practice, but I do learn more as a result of it. So thank you from me to you as well for being there and for looking at some of this stuff. Okay, all the best, guys.